What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Paco Luciano back with another video, and this video is going to be about tipping. This is going to be my first year tipping. This is going to be my first year doing tipping. Everybody told me to do tipping. Everybody told me to lock in and get a tipping comp. If you want to be a part of my tipping comp, let me go to my Paco's picks. You feel what I'm saying? And let me go to manage. This is my code right here. This is my code. This is my tipping comp code. Okay. So if you want to see my tipping comp, if you want to be a part of it, click the go to AFL Fantasy, click the copy code. You feel what I'm saying? And that's AFL Fantasy tipping. So I would appreciate it if everybody go joined up. Now, with that being said, these are my picks for tipping. Okay, like I said, this is my first week, and I don't really know too much about the game. I'm just going based off of the little bit what I do know. You know, the little bit of things that I do know. I don't know if y'all want it to be on this screen, so we're just gonna do it on this screen we're gonna do it on this screen, right? So for tipping, these are my picks for the opening round. I got the Sydney Swans over Carlton just because I heard that Carlton was not a really good team last year, and I heard the Sydney Swans had a bad year last year just for the simple fact that they had injuries and things like that. So, and they have Charlie Kerr now which they got in the trade. I want to say he left Carlton and went to the Sydney Swans. So I think Charlie Kerr now, Earl Golden, Isaac Heaney, from what the people tell me, I think the Sydney Swans probably might demolish Carlton, and I'm going about 20 or more points. But I think Carlton is really good. I think Jagger Smith, Patrick Cripps are going to keep the team in game. I think they have a lot of good young pieces. They play really phenomenal in the preseason. Games are won in February. A grand final is won in February. It's about what you do in the offseason. It's about what you do before the season starts. So shout out to Carlton. I think they're a really good team, but I just don't think they're going to win in the opening round. The Gold Coast Suns versus the Geelong Cats. I'm taking the Gold Coast Suns over the Geelong Cats. Only for this one reason right here. Jezza Cameron will not be playing. That is the only reason I am taking the Gold Coast Suns over the Geelong Cats. I don't really know too much about rosters and about talent and things like that. I do have a list of names that I wrote down. I just don't know where my list is at. I thought I had it, but I don't know where my list of names is. But I did write down a list of names from each team of like the players that I do know. I want to say Gold Coast roster might be a little bit more talented and a little bit more stacked than Geelong's roster or list I mean. But with that being said, I'm still gonna give it to the like I said, with that being said, I'm going to give it to the Gold Coast Suns because Geelong does not have Jeremy Cameron. So they just can't get picked for me. GWS Giants versus the Hawthorn Hawks. Now, this is probably going to be the best opening round game. This is probably going to be the closest opening round game. So with that one, I'm going to have to give it to GWS Giants. When in doubt, you take the home team. I think GWS Giants is going to be at home. I think home field advantage plays a big part in any sport, especially when you have a great home crowd. I don't think the GWS Giants fans have like one of the best home crowds in the league, but I heard that their fans are very loyal. I heard that their friends are very involved into the club and things like that. So that's a good thing. So I think the players will feel good to be at home and things like that. And I think they're going to be Hawthorn. I just think Hawthorn loses the opening round. I think they lose only for the simple fact that they're not at home. But Hawthorn is very, very fucking stacked, very, very fucking talented. I love watching the Hawthorn Hawks play. I will gladly be watching them all year long. But I just think that they lose this first game. The Brisbane Lions versus the Western Bulldogs. Everybody is taking the Brisbane Lions over the Western Bulldogs. Now, this might be some crazy shit where the Western Bulldogs might beat the Brisbane Lions just because of how everybody's rooting against them. But then again, like I said, when in doubt, you take the home team. This is my first year tipping, so I'm going to be safe with a lot of my picks unless I see some shit or hear some shit that I don't like. Or like, for example, Jeremy Cameron not playing for the Geelong Cats for like the first month because of an injury. So I'm going to take the Gold Coast Suns because Jeremy Cameron is probably the best goal scorer on the Geelong Cats. With the Western Bulldogs and the Brisbane Lions, I love this game. I think it's going to be a very fun game to watch. You know, you have Sam Darcy, Marcus Bontempelli, Cam Rayner, Charlie Cameron, Will and Levi Ashcroft. You know, you have a bunch of great guys. You have Buku Kamis on the Western Bulldogs. You have a bunch of great guys, a lot of talented pieces. But like I said, when in doubt, you're taking the home team, and I just think Brisbane Lions are very, very fucking stacked, and they already look like they're in mid-season form based off the preseason match and the simulation match. They look like they're in mid-season form. They might go for a three-peat. Shout out to the Brisbane Lions. And now with that being said, I think this is the upset that we're all going to get right here. And I don't even think this is going to be an upset. But according to, the odds, or according to how everybody has picked Collingwood to win this game. And I think this will be the time that St. Kilda put their name on the map. I think St. Kilda possibly make it into the top 10. Who knows? Maybe they can make it into the top 10. So shout out to St. Kilda. They made a lot of really great trades. They got my boy Bradley Hill up over there. They got Nasai Wanganeen up over there. So I would love for the St. Kilda Saints to win this opening round. They are at home, and I think this will be the only upset for the opening round. I think everybody else are supposed to win. I think everybody else is going to win. I guess you could call GWS Giants an upset as well with Hawthorn. Only reason I'm not calling that an upset is because, like I said, when in doubt, you take the home team, and GWS is at home, and GWS all season, and GWS for the last 2 weeks, everybody has been talking about, oh, they could be a top four team. They could be a top four team. So if they could be a top four team, I'm not calling this game an upset game. I'm calling GWS to win this game. Um, and yeah, so with that being said, I appreciate you guys for watching my first tipping video. A little quick 6 to 7 minute video to give you guys my thoughts on what's going to go down in the opening round. And I will be doing a tipping video every week. Make sure you guys rate this video 1 through 10 on how well you like this video, or let me know if you guys want to see tipping videos every week, or so Paco out.